As the Flying Squirrels get set to begin their 15th season in Richmond, it will be the 40th and final season for the Diamond. It may be hard for some to imagine today, but the Diamond was state-of-the-art on its first opening night. Many have been here for its entire existence, but only one man has lived the Diamond life. As a kid growing up in Mechanicsville, Steve Barden spent a lot of time watching games at Parker Field, where he tried and failed to get hired as a bat boy. A few years later in high school, another opportunity came at the area's brand new ballpark.
They had an announcement that the Diamond was hiring for part-time seasonal employees.
Steve came down to apply for a job with his two buddies. We needed the bodies. You have to have an usher at every section. I called the first friend, he answers the phone. Michael, hey, yeah, want a job, it's yours. Talk to David, hey, you're hired. Get to Steve, nobody answers at his house. He goes to school the next day. Michael and David got jobs. Steve's out in the cold. He's all nervous. So about 4 o'clock that afternoon, I get this call from a young Steve Barden. And it was, hey, did you try to call me? Yes, sir, Steve, I did try to call you. So Steve got his job to work at the Diamond, and the rest, they say, is history.
This is where it all began for me at the Diamond in 1985.
What was the excitement of opening night when this building opened?
It was immaculate. It was their big leagues.
And so many of the Braves players that made it to the big leagues during those early years went on to fantastic success. Name a player on any of those Braves teams, and chances are Barden was there for part of their ascent. When those guys all came through, was there the excitement about them back then that there would be today?
No.
And because you really didn't know, right?
Right, unless you were a diehard fan and followed the Braves and knew what guys were coming.
You're an 18-year-old kid. What were you doing here on a nightly basis?
Washing uniforms, cleaning the clubhouse, taking care of the mail, pass list, making sure the equipment's ready to go for the game.
Much has changed about baseball in the last 40 years. Dinner for some of those players consisted of Barden running to the concession stands for a hot dog. Today, it's 2 catered meals and a much stricter attention paid to their individual diets. Some players stick out more than others, regardless of the time they spent here. Deion Sanders played with the Braves for 6 weeks, and despite his persona, had one simple request for the clubhouse kid.
He was awesome. Steve, keep this cooler full of yoo-hoos for me and I will take care of you, kid.
Did he?
Oh, absolutely.
There have been thousands of pranks and practical jokes as well. John Smoltz and Kent Merker were notoriously guilty, especially with one of the clubhouse classics.
And it would start at the other end of the room and you would all of a sudden hear like a fire engine. And then all of a sudden everybody'd be looking down at their shoes and then there'd be one guy whose laces would be on fire.
Barden has always known and embraced his role in the game, and the payoffs have been beyond memorable.
You just create a positive atmosphere, a fun atmosphere, and when they walk out on that field, they have a smile on their face. I see a guy make it to the big leagues for the first time and just, that means a lot. And they don't forget, that you helped them on the way.
September 14th has been circled on his calendar for some time. Barden is looking forward more than he is looking back, but it will be the end of a personal era for him, as well as the entire region.
It's going to be bittersweet. I mean, nobody's spent more time in this clubhouse over the last 40 years than me, but it's time. It's time.
One of the biggest improvements in Barden's job is when he doubled his washing machine inventory from 1 to 2. CarMax Park is promising to reinvent how Richmond watches baseball next year. Maybe it will include a 3rd machine for its clubhouse manager. If you would like to nominate someone for us to profile, just email us at beyondtheroster@WTVR.com.